Hey gang, welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. I made a little bit of an oops, a little bit of a goof here, a little bit of an oopsie goof. I recorded about a good hour of this game, and I did not record a single second of usable audio. It defaulted to my computer's built-in microphone instead of the actual headset that I used to record. So now, this is going to be post-commentary, which is going to be kind of fun, because I'm going to be looking at this footage and basically not talking about it at all. So think of this as like, the next two videos are going to be like a podcast, but with video game footage over it. But yeah, this is the Wooded Kingdom, not my favorite. I've said before, it's actually my least favorite, and I have recorded since this, you know, with actual audio, and we're going to be here for about like 4 or 5 videos, probably about 4. Right now what I'm doing is, well, first I'm going to pick up some purple coins, but I'm checking to see if there's a moon that's available here, because I think later on in the game, one moon is like you have to run down this little hill and collect musical notes. It's actually probably one of the most annoying moons in the game, but I think it actually pops up post-game, so there's nothing we can really do about that right now. The day that I'm recording this is the 25th of, the hell month is this, January? Which means this is the day that Resident Evil 2 has come out. Thankfully, my GameStop did a 9 o'clock release last night, so I've already put like 4 or 5 hours in it last night, which is pretty fantastic. The game is pretty much incredible. Although, that experience reminds me of why I don't like going to those midnight releases. Because the kind of people you meet there, it's very hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? You're either going to meet some pretty cool people there, or you're going to meet people who you think of when you think of people who go to midnight releases. Last night, unfortunately, it was the kind of people that you think of when you think of midnight releases. I don't think there's nothing in that rock. And by what I mean by that is like really either very wiry people who look like they've never been outside, or really fat people who have never been outside also. I'm like in the middle of that, where I'm fat, but I go outside quite a bit. But, yeah, I just keep to myself in those kinds of things, because I don't want to talk to anybody there. Especially, there was this one guy there that kept trying to ruin the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, where he's like, yeah, man, the whole game leaked online, and I watched the ending, and then he started to describe the ending to his friend that he was with. I just walked away at that point. I was like, I'm not standing here while you ruin the ending of a game that I'm excited to play. So that wasn't very fun. What I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to skip the Sphinx, even though there's really no point.
Greetings, traveler. Into your hat as well. Can you answer my riddle? What does the monster want from this kingdom?
He wants flowers.
You are correct.
Perhaps that wasn't much of a riddle.
Anywho, proceed.
Don't know why they do that. That's like one of the few times in the game that they block your progress, like with the Sphinx. A Sphinxter says what? Yep, I've been doing the backward somersault since Super Mario 64. You really don't need to tell me. So yeah, this is the Wooded Kingdom. It's pretty big. I feel like I said, we're going to be here for quite a while. I think the longest that we've been in any single kingdom. This is really kind of, I guess, the midway point where this is all that's standing in front of us in all the, like, really good kingdoms. Because, you know, I think Metro Kingdom is coming up very, very soon. And that one is going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. So is, I think, the one directly after this one. I guess there's technically 2 after this one, but that's not also really technically true. I don't know what I'm talking about. What else is going on? Metroid Prime 4 got delayed because they have just completely restarted the game, and they've put Retro in charge of the development, which I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place. Kind of seems weird to make a sequel to a game without the original developers like that. And I guess this just shows what happens when you try that. They were like, yeah, the game wasn't turning out so good, so now we're just working with Retro. And honestly, the Metroid Prime series has never been really, like, my favorite. I would much rather them do a traditional Metroid game on the Switch. But, you know, it's still going to be cool to play it. My perfect, like, Metroid Prime would be ignore the previous ones. I mean, you could tell your own story, but what I want is basically Star Wars Bounty Hunter, but with Metroid. Because Samus is supposed to be a bounty hunter. We've never once seen her hunting bounties. She's always working for the Galactic Federation. So either make her a permanent employee of the Galactic Federation, which she basically is, or have a game where she's just bounty hunting. Because I think that would be really cool. Like, kind of an open world game, like you can have bigger maps. You can have, like, objectives that you're doing for the Galactic Federation, and then you can have bounties that you hunt. Kind of like Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I think that concept could be pretty cool for a Metroid game. But they'll never do that. But it's like bounty hunting. It's kind of like cowboys and stuff. And cowboys, everyone loves cowboys except for me. I'm not a big fan of cowboys. But, you know, you can have a cowboy game with Samus. That would be cool. You could have the space pirates come in. You could have a space pirate game. That would interest me. Yeah, I don't know. I think the best thing that they could do in the interim, like while waiting for Metroid Prime 4, would be to announce the Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch. I think that would be pretty cool of them to do. Because I've only ever played the first one. I've heard nothing good about the second one, and I've heard nothing about the third one just at all. Nothing good, nothing bad. So, you know, that's that. We're gonna put on this explorer outfit. I don't know why I do this sometimes. Sometimes I change into the hat by accident or the suit by accident, and then I have to just go back and change anyway. It's just a big waste of time. Yeah, Mario looks pretty dopey with this, the cowboy outfit and the explorer hat. And I don't know why Bowser's on the radio.
Listen, folks. I kidnapped the princess again to keep her away from Mario, okay? Listen, I don't want Peach putting chemicals in the water, turning the friggin' Koopas gay.
I do like this explorer outfit. I'm not a big fan of the Rick and Morty outfit because you need to have a very high IQ to wear it. Hey, look at this guy. I've been chasing these guys around since Mario 64. What were their name? Nips? Mips. Not Nips. Definitely not Nips. There would never be a Nintendo character named Nips. Oh god, there was that one star in Super Mario Odyssey where you're on that moon and you have to hunt for, like, there's like 4 of them and I think it's timed. That sucked my butt. I hate that mission. And I know, even though it's my favorite game of all time, there's still some pretty lousy missions in that game. Cough, cough, Luigi's purple coins. And I don't know if I'm crazy, maybe it's just me, but I kind of feel like this song that's playing, at least the beginning of it, sounds like a more cartoony version of the Metal Gear Solid theme song. Again, maybe it's just me, but that's how I feel on the matter. The fire's in the cave. I apologize. You may turn the video off now. There's been some parts in videos lately where I would just say, yeah, it's okay for you to just turn the video off now. And that was one of them. Hell yeah, I'm just stuck in a loop now. Mario never leaves. Now how did these guys respawn already? Yeah, man, Resident Evil 2. I could be playing that right now, but it's also like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know what kind of a monster plays horror games in the middle of the day. I gotta wait till it's at least a little darker out. Otherwise, what's the point? It's doing a really good job of keeping me like anxious the entire time. You know, I've said it so many times, and I'll continue to say it. I don't get scared by video games, especially when it's like, you know, jump scares, because that's not scary. That's just something popping out and making a weird noise. That's not scary. Keeping your ammo very, very limited and throwing enemies like lickers at you and the dogs, you know, things that move fast and can kill you easily, that's scary. Because the point where I'm at right now, I think I have like 3 handgun bullets and maybe like 7 shotgun shells. And it's like, that's not okay. So it does a very good job of keeping the tradition of, you know, hey, conserve your ammo, you big stupid idiot. It's keeping that alive and well. Man, all this goop and all these piranha plants are really giving me some Super Mario Sunshine flashbacks. Only this time I'm playing, and not Hank. Although I did take over quite a couple times in Sunshine. Times when Hank really needed some help, like the Sandbird. Or times where I had a weird little speedrunning strat to show off, or to just break the game entirely. Because that's always fun, in my opinion. Does this warp me back to the Odyssey? Because that would be really stupid. No, okay, good. I didn't think of it at the time, but now I'm like, man, I bet I can long jump to that. That's just my approach to everything in this game, is like, I know I'm supposed to use some other technique to get over there, but I bet I can just long jump to that. I think if you went to the right, you would get another moon. But I thought that this way was going to be the optional path, and to the right was going to be progress, but I accidentally went to progress instead. And right inside here, we're going to get another instance of me trying to sequence break, even though there's no point. Like, going up there, I still have to go back and collect those purple coins, because I didn't see that they were there. So I might as well have just gone this way in the first place. Because I think now it's just taking like twice as long. But oh well, what are you gonna do? Sue me? Let's see you try. Yeah, Your Honor, he
Sequence broke in an area where he shouldn't have. My God.
I think these guys, I don't know what they're called. I'm gonna just call them weird little pumpkin men. Pumpkin men. The pumpkin men are really fun to control in this game. Because they are very useful. They've got a fun little power, and I enjoy them quite a bit. In terms of the things that you can capture, they're probably like top 5 for me. Definitely. Alright, let's see. What kind of voice are we gonna give this guy? Gave the other guy a goofy voice.
Too late, chumps. We snagged the soiree bouquet already. Now why don't you scram so we can grab the rest of the flowers as well? Or maybe I'll just make you scram.
He sounds scary. I wouldn't want to mess with this guy.
Ah!
So this guy's boss is fine. I think his name is like Puker or something. Puker Spew. I think his name's Spew? I don't know. Puker, I hardly know her. I'm gonna look up his name. Right here. Google's gonna look it up. Okay, Google. What's the name of the brutal that you fight in the Wooded Kingdom?
I can search that for you.
Okay. But she's not going to. Search it for me.
What is your name? Tell me your secrets.
It is not telling me. This is not an easy thing to figure out. What is his goddamn name? Okay, so Topper's the first one. Madame Brood is the lady with the big boobs. There's Harriet. There's Knuckleotech, which is such a great name. Rango. And Spewart. His name is Spewart. I knew his name had spew in it somewhere. I gotta say, Spewart is a damn fine name.
That's damn good.
And he, you know, he's a pretty self-explanatory boss. All of those brutals are. Where it really gets fun are the, like, not mid-bosses, but, like, the bosses that aren't brutals. Like Knuckleotech. That guy's fun. Like the next one we're actually gonna do. I think in the next video. Man, you'd really think that... I've been doing this since like 2011 or something like that. 2011, 2012. You'd think I'd know at this point. Like, hey, you should check if you're recording your audio. The last time I did this, I think, was when I was playing No More Heroes 2. Or was it No More Heroes 1? It was one of the No More Heroes games. And, yeah, I just had to, like, reload a save and play everything again. But this time, it's not so easy to reload a save in this game, because there's so much going on. Speaking of No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again is pretty good. It's fun. I didn't get too far in it, and now that means I'm not going to for quite a while, because of Resident Evil 2, and then Kingdom Hearts 3, and then Devil May Cry 5. So I think somewhere in between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Devil May Cry 5, I'll have to fit in finishing Travis Strikes Again. But yeah, it's fun. I don't know what people were like really expecting, because all the trailers and everything show pretty much what it is, and it got like fine reviews. I'd actually say for a Suda51 game, it got pretty good reviews, because his games I feel never review well at all. So I wasn't exactly too shocked at the response to Travis Strikes Again. I feel like in some ways it would be possibly more fun in co-op. So whenever I get around to Let's Playing that game, because I'm gonna, you know, that's why I did No More Heroes 1 and 2 like 2 years ago. You know, I'll try and do a co-op. I'll try and rope someone in to play it with me. And I'm very glad they released that physically, because I was worried that they weren't. But Suda seems to be pretty good with that kind of stuff. Especially since, like, there was such an outcry that Robin Atkin Downes wasn't going to return as Travis. Because originally Suda was just like, hey, yeah, we're just not going to have voice acting in this game at all. The voices in this trailer were just like a little placeholder, you know, voice. And then apparently, I guess he saw Robin Atkin Downes. He was like bummed about it on Twitter. And then Suda was just like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll put him in. And then all the other, like, recurring characters, like Shinobu, they all have their voice actors, and Steve Bloom is in it, which is pretty cool. So, that's a good response. You know, Dead Rising 4, not a good response, where they're like, yeah, you know, we're happy with what TJ Rotolo did for us, but, we're just gonna replace him for no fucking reason. But, this is another thing, I've said this again, and I will say it many, many times again. I'm glad TJ Rotolo was not in that game to say any of those lines that Frank had in that game, because that game is not good. That game is not good at all. What a nightmare. It is a nightmare that I will truly never wake up from. This is really strange here, because I kept trying to get this Fire Brother up there, and I wasn't pressing anything differently here. He wouldn't make the jump, and then all of a sudden he just did. I really don't understand why that happened, or how it happened. So that is what we in the business like to refer to as kinda fun. It's not exactly fun, it's just kinda fun. Also, I kinda love / hate seeing what the Fire Bros look like underneath their helmets. Like, their hair is kind of horrifying looking. Just like the spiky mohawk. Like, no thanks, guys. I could do without that. And yeah, I think I said this before, but this is one of the cool aspects of this game. Is just that you can play as, you know, these classic enemies, like Hammer Bros or Fire Bros. You can play as a Goomba. You can... I don't think you could play as just a straight-up Koopa, but... yeah, it's really cool what you can do in this game. Like, I've been playing this series for as long as I can remember. And, you know, I've never played as a Fire Brother before. It's such a great way to revitalize the series. And it's not even like the series needed to get revitalized, you know? But it's just cool that it's here. Cool that you can do it. Let's see, what is this? The recharging station, I think? Yes, this is the recharging station. Or just charging station, sorry, my bad. There's a bunch of cool stuff we can do up here. Later on, there's gonna be even more stuff. You know, after you beat the bosses, a bunch of other stuff just spawn in. Which is also, very nice. Very nice. Apparently it's 2006 in my mind. Although I guess it's always 2006 in my mind. That was a good year. So yeah, this is just... we've done this a bunch of times already. And by a bunch of times, I mean once. You just make a stack of Goombas. As you do, a stack of Goombas. And then you entrap this female Goomba into thinking that she found someone to love, but it's actually an Italian plumber who has thrown his ghost hat at a Goomba. I always feel really bad whenever you have to reveal yourself, because it's entrapment. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a special on Goombas. To Catch a Predator is one of those shows that I desperately want them to release a full DVD series of. I want that whole show because I watch that shit. It's so entertaining, and I have for so long. It's just... That is amazing. I love that show, but it's not technically entertaining. Like, it's not supposed to be viewed the way I view it. I view it like a comedy show, because there's a lot of funny shit on that show. Obviously, it's very dark subject material, but then you got this guy coming in, you know, he leaves. For some reason, the police don't arrest him, and then the next day, he does the same thing again. And Chris Hansen's there, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Shit's funny. That show is hilarious. One of my favorite quotes that I quote all the time, me and my friends, we quote this all the time, is the one guy who says, what I say on the internet isn't what I really mean in real life. The internet and real life are two different things. And he sounds like that, too. It's incredible. What an amazing show that is. I haven't watched his new stuff, though. Hansen vs. Predator. Which is an amazing name. That is a great name for a show about hunting pedophiles. Hansen vs. Predator. And I love how people tried to take him down, where he was like, "Oh, you were caught cheating on your wife, dude. You can't be doing a show like this anymore. You're a hypocrite." And it's like the only way that would make him a hypocrite is if he was cheating on his wife with like a teenage girl. Like, you know what? People cheat all the time. Arnold Schwarzenegger cheated on his wife with his fucking maid. Chris Hansen, you know, that's not gonna ruin his reputation. If he was like entrapping cheaters, then I could see that being a thing. But otherwise, you know what? No, I don't think so. This is a fun little mechanic. I feel like this replicates the God, what was it called? What nozzle was that in Sunshine? I don't know. We're almost out of time though. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, where we continue the Wooded Kingdom, my least favorite kingdom. So see you then.
I don't see the internet and real life are two different things. What says on the internet doesn't mean that's what I really think.
Well, that would be easier to believe, Jeff, if you didn't show up here tonight.